Do you see how they're like shutting down Stadia? Like it's like transitioning to something else.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, I think we can all agree that was a half-baked idea, right?
Yeah. When they announced it and it had 6 games on it and they were all from like 3 years ago.
So. Yeah, I think Xbox and probably GeForce and then whatever else comes out is positioned. Yeah,
for sure.
Honestly, though, they might just integrate it somewhere else, and we'll just low-key see a Google Gaming at some point.
That's kind of what I thought they were like really going to push on this, and then it was like such a lazy like rollout and concept. I like really thought this was going to be like a big thing. Remember, James, we did a podcast actually on it like really early on.
Yeah, we did.
I thought it was like change the game.
I think it achieved its objective of proving underlying technologies, and that's all Google cares about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google is not a product-focused company.
Not really. That's why there's no Pixel Watch. But apparently that's coming. Is that?
I hope so.
Me too, because hello and welcome to the Thesideescape Gaming Podcast, episode 86. I'm your host, Jake Burke, and joined, as always, by James St. Charles and Ted Giggles Libby.
We've run out of conversation topics.
To talk about
I was going to bring up Spider-Man.
Oh, they're making a new Pixel Watch.
Did you see Spider-Man, James?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about it after the show.
Where'd you watch it?
Actually, it was at the theater.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had a friend who wanted to see it.
Uh-huh.
That's not fine.
Didn't have dot torrent at the end of the theater?
No, it did not.
Sorry. I like catching James in a lie.
But he wasn't lying.
He wasn't.
Did you like it, James, before? Because obviously we don't like to say anything about it.
I thought it was like on Avengers, like that kind of style.
Yeah,
like
that.
It was pretty good. There's like moments I really liked it, and then there's some moments where just like
pretty good.
Yeah.
Ted loved it.
This is the greatest Marvel.
I think it's definitely one of the stronger Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
But we'll talk about it.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I just had a way.
I think I like
Spider-Man 2 with Dr. Octopus, but
I like it. Homecoming better than it. I think I like Homecoming better.
I think I like Homecoming better.
Yeah.
That's all.
I like that Spider-Man story more than like crazy shit.
Yeah, this story was just.
It was cool.
That's what I'm saying. It was more like Avengers, just like a bunch of stuff going on. And
but enough about that, because this is the 86th episode of the Thesideescape Gaming Podcast, where every Monday morning a new episode goes live on YouTube.com, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Once a week, we discord over 500 miles to chat about a video game related topic and what games we are playing in the game industry. That didn't make sense, but that's okay. And today we are going to talk about this stacked February. Ted, I'm not even going to take your hand yet.
Oh, okay.
All right, Ted, what were you going to say?
I was just going to ask you about your gaming experiences being underwater.
Yes, my house has been flooded, so I'm currently back in the garage at my father's house. The show just keeps, it's like a circle. I'm going to be back in 10 years.
Yeah.
Episode
you got to get back to your roots. How do we move forward? You got to go back.
You got to break off all the armor.
Okay, nothing was damaged though, right? TV's good.
Oh yeah.
Mounted on the wall. It
just got the floor. Though, so it was on my second floor, which is where my kitchen is. The dishwasher up there. And it started to leak. And we didn't know. My roommate was showering at 2 a.m. He gets out of the shower and water starts like dripping out of his can light in his bathroom. And that's how we found it. And he's like, oh no. And that was like, he texted us like 5 texts, like long ass text messages with videos. Then he went to sleep, and that was at 2 a.m. So we woke up to like on a Monday morning. So,
and then had to evacuate the house.
Yeah, and then like 2 days later we had to like evacuate. And now we're here.
Beautiful.
That's why we
and now we're back where Thesideescape began.
Yeah, and I actually recorded last week's episode in the house while it was under construction. Even on the down low.
Don't tell anyone.
There was no running water when I was recording.
Don't tell OSHA.
I don't think my landlord watches this podcast though, so we're pretty good. All right, boys. So,
Jake, what are you doing back in the house? I told you, get out of here.
I like that he's like an old Italian man.
Yeah, 100%. That's how all landlords are.
So the Nintendo Direct was today. Did anyone watch it? I don't think any. Did you watch it?
No.
Ted, did you read
it? But I know it's today.
Yeah, I heard about Mario Strikers after the fact. Because there's a new Mario Strikers coming out.
So, Ted, I was going to also...
The Switch is saved.
It is. Ted, I was also going to tell you that Advance Wars Reboot Camp is coming out April 8th. Got a release date April 8th.
That's a good date.
That's good. I was doing some research for the podcast. I was looking up the release date, and they just put December 2022 ? And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to know it's coming out.
Yep,
At least.
I saw something new. It said release window, not release date. Like it'll be released within this.
April.
We're gonna give ourselves this amount of time.
But fuck it, that's old news. There's a new Strikers coming out.
I know. There is a new Strikers coming out. It is called, where is it? Mario Strikers Battle League.
Yeah.
It's a 5v5.
Is it a battle royale?
No.
No, that'd be great. It actually looks really competent given a Nintendo game.
Yes, I'm a little nervous.
Is it flashy?
It looks really cool. The art style looks really good.
So they're definitely you can tell the Switch is aging because like instead of showing graphics for a lot of the cutscenes, they're like doing animated video, like cartoons, like drawn stuff, which is it's cool.
That's fine.
The cool art style.
And they had the
gameplay.
Yeah, they're incorporating loot into your team, so your character wears different items, kind of like Mario Kart. You can customize the car and the tires and the flying part.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's called. But did you see the multiplayer stuff?
So there's online multiplayer, which I thought was really
cool. So it can be up to 8-player multiplayer, 4 people per team.
Wow.
And you can have instead of a team, you have I think it's called a club, and it can have up to 20 players. So you and your friends can have a club up to 20 players, and then that club can play rank matches, and just 4 people from that club
like a guild
participate.
Wow,
It's kind of like a guild.
That's a really cool system.
Yeah, I was watching that trailer and I was like, that actually makes the most sense.
That's super
for
cool.
An online sports game. Yeah,
we're gonna have the side
I'm really excited.
So if they have Mario Strikers coming out, do you think they have any other sports Mario games coming out soon? They did golf.
They've done golf. They've done tennis, and both have been pretty disappointing from what I understand.
Yeah. The golf was definitely, it underperformed in terms of what they
tennis
forward.
Was really good.
I think that's okay.
For what it was. It's tennis. You hit the ball back and forth. But Nintendo
Strikers
always does. They always do a tennis game. They always do a golf game, and then it seems they do a soccer game. If they're really stretching out the Switch, we'll get a baseball game.
That'd be awesome.
Let's give me the baseball game.
Rarely do they do a Mario baseball.
Yeah, N64 or GameCube for the last one of that. But Strikers,
GameCube.
Strikers is exciting. That's my favorite Mario sports game. That
was fun when we played.
Yeah, we used to play at your house, or at our house back then.
Yeah,
our house.
That was great. And I'm really excited because Nintendo always shines when their catalog just has these fun arcadey games.
Yeah.
And like for as little as I've played the newest Smash Bros, like that is a monster of a local co-op game.
Oh my god, that's all Parker and I would do when we were game.
Yeah. And you can play up to 8 players locally with that. Like it's really cool if you're looking for that kind of party atmosphere. So to hear that Strikers is doing something similar is just great.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. And Nintendo also is bringing back another sports franchise. Ted, did you know about this?
No, Strikers is the only thing I knew about.
Okay. I'm going to run you through 2 things first. So the next thing that Nintendo, not next, but the big thing I think that they announced was Nintendo Switch Sports, which is Wii Sports.
That's going to be huge.
Another Wii Sports for the Switch. And in it is bowling, tennis, swordplay, soccer, badminton, and volleyball. And golf is coming this fall.
Is it actually? It's like
Sports.
A remaster of Wii Sports, or are they doing
their own? New Wii Sports.
I don't want it.
Oh, it looks awesome.
I think it's gonna be good.
Give me that. Give me Wii Sports remastered.
It's gonna work great. It's gonna work. Yeah.
The Joy-Con works. How the Joy-Con works is awesome. Like it's gonna make it so great.
Yeah, because with the Joy-Cons, since they have they have these IMUs, and it can track position way better than your little light bar and the little dump. You were trying to bowl and it'd be like that's a strike, and no, it wasn't.
They were showing that in the tennis of like people really.
And you could feel it too, because you would hit and you'd probably feel that really. Yeah, it's. I think it's gonna be good.
Me too.
As we talked about in the Greatest Console episode, the Wii just has that little cultural of like that late 2000s just crap. Give me that.
It does have that.
I want when you hit a strike in Switch bowling, everyone just goes wow, and then there's clapping.
Wow.
You know?
Do you get are there Mii's or like how is this working?
Yeah, so there was Mii's, but they looked different. They looked a little upgraded, up-resed.
Okay.
That was very interesting. Little new style of Mii's, which is good. I think the Mii's need reworking. Not my Mii's. The Mii's of my past. And then they also showed, which was a really interesting feature, I guess the Ring Fit game has like a leg strap that you can put the Joy-Con on your leg. So like you do different things and it tracks leg stuff. You can use that for a soccer game, and eventually that's actually going to work for real like the soccer game. Like you'll be able to like track your leg and play soccer.
Wait, is there boxing?
There isn't boxing, but if they're adding golf, people are going to think that they're going to start adding
I feel like
other
boxing.
games.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah,
kickboxing?
Put it on your leg. Here it goes. It's only one
I'm
leg
happy
of
for it.
kickboxing.
So, and I am. This is off the top of my head here, but during a Nintendo Direct, they announced like a Miitopia game. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And I don't think it ever came out.
No.
That I'm aware of. But I was wondering, do you think they're gonna overhaul or change Mii's? You know, the like generic avatar system that they had for the Wii.
Are they going to change it?
Or,
I don't think
or
so.
bring something new?
I think it's too much
or
of the
revamp
design.
it in some way. Do you think we're gonna get like a Mii shop channel for the
Oh,
Nintendo Switch?
like Xbox used to do, where you could like buy shirts for your Miis and stuff.
Yeah, and like Xbox, even that, there's now like a archived original version, and they have a new avatar system that no one really uses. But I wonder if Nintendo will use this to like actually push, you know, some new avatar stuff on us.
That'd be kind of interesting. Huh. Another way for them to make money.
I'm curious. Yeah.
Well, another way they're going to make money is off Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the game that's already out. We'll now be getting new tracks via a booster course pass for $40. Or,
oh my god!
I know, right? But listen to you got to listen to this whole thing. Or if you have the Switch like Deluxe game online pass, which has like N64 and stuff in it, you get them for free.
Oh, good. Never mind.
This will add 48 courses over and over the next year and through 2023. The first of 6 waves, all of which will contain 8 courses, arrives. The first one arrives March 18th.
That's insane.
I actually
for $40,
really like
it's just a new Mario Kart game. It's just a
new Mario Kart game.
They know the gameplay probably can't get better.
Yeah,
and that game is the best-selling Switch game every year.
If they released a Mario Kart 9, we would all shake our heads and go like, "What?
Wow, this is just the same thing as Mario Kart 8. It just has new tracks."
And so adding a year 2 or a season pass
that definitely makes the yearly pass worth it.
Yeah, and they showed
if you're a big Mario Kart.
They showed like a course from N64, I believe, which has now like been remodeled and redone to be. Because like it's different gameplay now because you like fly and stuff, so they're like rebuilding these courses.
Oh man, some old courses that are new, that'd be great.
So Waluigi Stadium, please. That's what I want. The best Mario Kart map.
Yeah,
we used to play that one all the time on Double Dash. You guys hated that map. It's the best one.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's clearly the best.
What's the best one, Ted?
The Donkey Kong one where you get shot with the cannon up to the top and you work your way back down.
That one's good.
Mountain? Yeah,
the cruise ship's also good.
Cruise ship
is also really. I think that one
love that.
is. You know what? Never mind.
That might be
really good.
That's
the Switch game is great. If you don't have it on your Switch, what are you doing?
Why don't they just make Double Dash?
Double Dash. All the power sucked in Double Dash.
The Sunshine map 2 is also good.
Also, James, Portal 1 and Portal 2 are going to come to the Switch.
That's what?
Yeah,
that's really good. That's perfect for the Switch.
I'm pretty excited about that. I will be playing both of those. And Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is going to come this year as well. So,
oh boy.
Ooh.
Anyone excited?
All right. So enough about the Nintendo Direct. We're going to talk about February. What we've been playing is really what we're going to do. Because James.
Also PlayStation Pop Bungie.
Oh yeah. Oh, we should probably talk about that.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, that happened last week. We all texted about it for a while.
Yeah.
James,
PlayStation Pop Bungie.
What do you think? What do you think about PlayStation Buying Bungie?
For $3.6 billion?
That's a great deal. That's what I say. And I also think it's right up PlayStation's alley to do that. As like we were talking about it, like what are they gonna do? What are they gonna buy? I mean, Jake and I were like texting about it. Yeah. I did not see this was not on any of our radars. I'd say, and when it happened, is like that's a really good deal. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah,
PlayStation positioning themselves for Destiny and future Destiny, and then I see it going exclusive to Sony.
100%.
Yeah,
they would definitely pull that card.
But I could see them pulling that card, or at least leveraging that card against Xbox and Call of Duty or something like that. I don't know.
What they've been kind of saying, and PlayStation's been kind of openly talking about how they bought them also for the infrastructure of like online and games as service.
That's what I was going to say.
They want to be in that market, and they're like, well, let's just buy the people that do it really freaking well. Yeah. And so they want like 10 or something games of service games out in the next like 3 years, and Bungie's going to be like helping facilitate those and making them better. So that's kind of interesting.
They have a core team that knows how to do this, and that's perfect for them. Yeah, they're going to. I wish they bought Square though.
That'll come, I believe.
It makes a lot of sense. All of these larger companies need to switch over to a service-based model because Xbox is just winning with Game Pass, and companies like Call Call of Duty or Destiny companies, games that like keep giving you stuff, are succeeding, and PlayStation is not doing that. They're making products. They're making single player, third person action games. So it makes a lot of sense. I texted you guys in a couple other chats multiple times that we're getting a Killzone reboot.
Not a chance in fucking hell.
Which is not going to happen. I think it'd be funny if they bought them for their like first person shooter prowess. Like
make Killzone really good.
Give me knockoff Halo to just throw in Microsoft's face.
Oh yeah.
They bring back Marathon. That was their first game.
I'm in. Let's do it. Just Marathon remaster for PlayStation 5. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense. PlayStation, Sony, they need to transition to a games as a service model.
Yeah.
In fact, I would bet they're trying to get other games as service companies under them as well.
Yeah, this was just the quickest thing from what I heard.
Yeah,
like it was like they were talking and it was like, yeah, this makes sense, let's do it. Boom.
Yeah, this happened.
They probably have, if it's like an Activision deal, it's going to be way longer.
This happened completely unrelated to Activision. They didn't hear about the deal, and we're like, all right, we need to buy someone right now. Who's on sale?
Like months. Yeah,
exactly.
This doesn't just happen overnight.
Yeah. But apparently...
It maybe sped it up, though, but probably, not.
They've stated multiple times now that they want to keep Bungie separate. It's not going to get just like woven into a Sony original studio. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm very curious.
That's how Sony operates, though.
Me too. I know it makes a lot of sense on paper, but like, I don't know if you guys have been to the Destiny 2 forums at all.
It's on fire recently.
Yeah, Destiny 2 just seems like a game that everyone seems to hate. Everyone who plays it seems to hate it.
Well, when you pull content that you paid for, like that to me was like the worst move ever.
Yeah,
I don't know, but it just seems like Destiny is in a weird spot. And I'm wondering if this is their goodbye to Destiny.
No,
like they're going to give up on it.
It's such a big
shelve it.
This is them. Yeah. This is that. Like we're going to see some big changes with Destiny.
I think the big thing is Destiny on console, like a games as service like that MMO on console. It's like the best one that feels on console.
It's the perfect one.
The best console MMO.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why like it's just so freaking popular.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're trying.
I don't know if we talked about this, but Sony has the biggest player base of Destiny out of any.
Oh yeah,
platform.
by far.
Yeah,
and they're linked to them, like all the console stuff like comes exclusive to that first. Yeah,
I believe it. Sure,
it's a wild move. I'm excited for it though. I think it's really cool. I think it's just it lets Bungie keep doing what they're doing. So they broke free of Activision and Microsoft, and now they're back to Sony. It makes sense.
And soon they'll, in a couple of years, we'll talk about how they broke free of Sony too.
Yeah. It's just what they do.
We're going to Nintendo. We believe that they're
Nintendo exclusively Destiny on the Switch. And I also think that we're just getting started to this year of acquisitions. I think this is like
this is the year of acquisition.
Yeah. Can I make a hot take / extra prediction?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
I think Warner Brothers is going to sell off their games. Right? Warner Brothers games is going to get bought by somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're asking too much.
I can't believe we didn't think about this during predictions time, but like they've been vocal about selling Warner Brothers games for a while now.
Yeah.
The IP that they hold is just way too much money. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and they want way too much for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Disney money kind of thing. Like it's like ooh.
But if someone were to buy WB Games, who do you think buys it?
Microsoft.
Because
it's all American.
You think Microsoft?
I think it's easier.
Microsoft buys it.
It's because WB Games is so big.
Yeah.
And like most of it's American or Britain. And so I think
it's Microsoft or Tencent. Those are the only two I see.
Oh, you think they're like the mega companies?
The ones that can afford all that IP, yeah.
I think Square Enix is going to get bought this year too.
You think?
Yeah. I think they work too closely with Sony for that not to like come into fruition. But we'll see.
Me too.
Also, I want someone to buy Konami's licenses. Just buy
Konami. I know they're worth so much because of their gambling, but please,
why don't they just sell the gaming licenses?
Because they use it for gambling. They literally use that IP to sell gambling.
As we'll talk about later, they found a way to merge their video game IP with gambling.
Yes. Yeah, so they use all that Silent Hill stuff. They have like a Silent Hill like pachinko.
Wild.
It's yeah.
You know what else is wild, James? This month of February for games. Am I right? That's not a bad transition. So a lot of games are coming out this month. And we've started to play a lot of them. We're gonna play more of them and talk more about them later. So I'm just gonna run through kind of the big releases of this month, and then we're gonna kind of go from there. So, okay, Rainbow Six Extraction came out in January 20th, but kind of near there. Pokemon Legends Arceus came out the 28th. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves for the PS5 and PC.
Is that a remake, a remaster collection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacies. It's not 1 through 3.
It's not 1 through 3.
It's not 1 through 3. Okay.
No.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Dying Light 2, Stay Human, came out on everything, February 4th. Ollie Ollie World, which got like 9s and 10s everywhere.
Ollie 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 World.
Came out February 8th. Saifu came out February 8th. Sifu. God, I'm really bad at that. I'll get better.
Yes.
Crossfire X comes out on Game Pass February 10th.
Are you guys gonna play that?
What?
Crossfire X. It's like
it's a new
like
Crossfire.
It's like
that's the one that's really popular in like China.
I was about to. It's like the Chinese.
CS:GO. Yeah, it's the
a terrible way to describe it, but I'm really curious about this. I want to give it a try.
It's free on Game Pass. I'll try
it's good. Yeah.
I think it's just a free to play game. Maybe I'm wrong.
It might be, but it is on Game Pass. They're promoting it very heavily on there.
Yeah.
Lost Ark comes out on February 11th, but I believe James has played Lost Ark.
Yeah, you can pay $15 to play it earlier. It's free.
Oh, cool.
So it comes out tomorrow. Friday, but it's free.
Huh. Horizon Forbidden West comes out next Friday on February 18th.
I can't believe that's happening.
Oh, I'm so excited. Destiny 2, Witch Queen, like the expansion packs coming out February 22nd. Put that on there because I guess people are very excited for it.
Yeah, people are really excited. That's massive. A huge thing.
Yeah.
Because it's from Destiny 1.
It got delayed.
Yeah.
That's what I understand. There was a lot of hype around this months ago.
Yeah, like in December or something, it got delayed.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then Elden Ring is coming out the 25th of February.
I think I'm going to give Elden Ring a try. I was convinced.
Let's all play it. Ted, are you going to play it?
I'm going to give it a try.
Yep.
All right. Let's all play it. We're doing a review of Elden Ring. Here it is first.
Angry rage texts.
No, I think it's going to be not. Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be that hard from what I've been seeing and reading, and I think it's going to be right up my alley in terms to get immersed. And George R. R. Martin's very own, he made it.
I heard someone's prediction is that it's
From Software just made an easy game. Sure.
They said it's a lot easier. Apparently, a lot more.
I think it's
approachable. Yeah.
Listen, I played some difficult games, Ted.
James is a freaking gamer.
Yeah.
Ted, I want you to tell me about friggin' Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels.
So
how is it?
No, it's I just want to be brief about this because James talked about it last week. I checked it out. Really shorthand, right? Konami's Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out with a modern online card battler, and it's really good.
Yes.
In terms of like it's competing with Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering Arena. We at around this time last year talked a lot about Legacy of the
10
Duelist.
million users.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Konami just making money as usual.
Well,
they need it.
And so we last year around this time we played Legacy of the Duelist and just kind of played around with Yu-Gi-Oh! The card game and all these new things. And it was cool, but it was a very single player experience. Yeah. And they have now come out with a modern multiplayer free to play card game, which is really neat. It's available on everything, which is I think how it got 10 million users.
Yeah, I saw it on the Switch store.
Mobile,
I
Switch,
downloaded it on Steam, on my Xbox, on my phone, and on my Switch just to check it out.
Oh, okay.
Just to check it out.
Just to check it out. It's like I play in the bathroom, on the bus,
on my
I gotta have
refrigerator.
It's a very competent competitor to modern card battlers.
Ted just has an iPad duct taped to his fridge.
Yeah. He's always playing.
Yeah.
All of that being said, literally the moment I finished the tutorial of this game, I suddenly realized how fucking complicated Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. And like, James is right. James was talking last week, or 2 weeks ago now, about you get a lot at the beginning. They give you like so much free currency, and you get so much just for logging in. And you get to download a whole bunch of
That's how they get the hooks in.
Yeah, they give you the gems, they flow, and then
literally. So I played the tutorial and I was like, cool. And then they have like solo stuff, kind of easing you into multiplayer. And so I got a pre-constructed deck, a Pendulum Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck.
Sure, man.
And I clicked on it thinking there might be like a tutorial on how to use it. Nothing. And I spent 45 minutes just reading card effects, having no fucking idea. And I'm just like battling a computer, and I lost. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
I cannot lose to a computer.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so complicated, and it's ridiculous. And then I used some of that money to open up a pack, just because I was checking it out. And I opened it up, and I got like one half of a ritual summon. And I even looked at it, and I got this really cool card. And I was like, oh, that's really neat. And then it says like you need this card to activate it. And then I realized the gamble, like you need to be unlocking a lot of packs because I'm going to be clicking the unlock pack button until I get that second card to make this work.
It's still a good system because even though you unlock packs, you can still craft cards. I just wish this system is so good, but I hate the way Yu-Gi-Oh plays nowadays, which is just like 5-minute turns and you just like constantly comboing off.
So complicated.
But I wish Magic did it.
You need so specific of deck builds.
Yes.
Like most of that game for some competitive players must just be unlocking packs over and over again, trying to get as many of these cards as possible. It's insane.
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh's insane.
From a competitive point, I think the competitive people have already opened their cards and got their cards for now until they add more cards, which is what they're going to do. But what I was saying, the system works great, whereas it front loads you with enough money to build a decent deck, like to build like a tier 1. But not enough to get every single card you want. So if you want every single card, you get to spend some money or work your way, like playing dailies, and it's just not enough gems.
So anyway, I just wanted to throw it out there.
Right?
It's a very competent system.
They are going to do events, though. They're going to do an event where it's specifically like old-style cards.
Well, that's cool.
So that, I think, will be like a good niche for people who would want the old style. Versus this new I
need that because
I'd be happy with that too. That's what I played.
Cool.
Everything that is not in that original show from 1998, I was just it gave me a headache. I was struggling.
If you didn't have Joey Wheeler there, Ted, you were lost.
It legitimately gave me a headache. I was trying to parse out what these effects meant. Yeah, it was rough. But it's a very competent.
Oh my god,
it's a competent system. We can talk about other games.
Every so often, I'll just text Ted. Remember Rex Raptor?
Rex Raptor.
Hey, Bandit Keith is America's duelist.
I love Bandit Keith.
Make a tsunami. It's like my favorite thing in the world. James, I'm really curious. I want you to tell me about Dying Light 2. You've been waiting. Okay. You've been waiting like 5, 6, 7 years for this game.
Yeah, this game has
been waiting 15 years for this.
I think this game, it was like, man, Dying Light 2 is coming out. Can't wait. And then it hit like some turmoil, like some. This game was just dead in the water. I feel like we were like, it's screwed. It's got production issues. It's never going to come out. And then they come out with like, actually, we're almost done, and it's coming out.
And it has to stay human on the end. Remember they added that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, this is Dying Light. And then they came out with like this whole sort of spiel about this is what you do, this is how you play, you're going to like the roofs. And so now it's released. I got it day one. I'm playing with 3 other friends. So you can do 4-player co-op, which I don't know if that was possible in the old one. I did 2-player co-op, which was also good.
Just 2-player in the old one.
Yeah, so
Dying Light 1.
Yeah, and Dying Light 1 is one of my favorite co-op games, like at least zombie-wise, that ever. Wow. It's really good. And then this game plays a little bit more floaty, but it's way better. I'm gonna say this right. It doesn't. So Dying Light 1 like front loads you where you can have all the abilities right away, like you can do all like different parkour stuff.
Okay.
This one, it's more RPG, which I like. You have to work at it, you have to level up, you have to get some stuff, you have to build a certain like tier, however you want to, like, you know, you want to jump from a higher distance, you want to use a paraglider, like all this stuff.
Well, that's cool.
And I like that. And then also
so just to briefly summarize, this is a post-apocalypse. You're a human being living in the world of the zombies in a community, a city.
So the first one was more like you were in like a post-apocalyptic city. This one is more like there's communities. It's like, it reminds me of Fallout a little bit. Like there's just like settlements and they're all like set up, but it's still like high-rise, high tower.
And
the gameplay mechanic is you are to use parkour and
to get everywhere,
combat.
And there's range. You can use bow and arrows. You can use like
to fight zombies and go in and get loot, and then ultimately do quests for these factions.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and that was the same with the first one, except this one has way more quests. Like it's way more RPG centric. The next thing is the game is way more colorful. Like the first game I felt like was a little bit dreary. Like it was like shantytown-esque. You doing parkour, it was still good, but this one's just a lot more green, a lot more colors. It's very vibrant. Like the game looks amazing. I'm playing with actually ray tracing, which is pretty impressive, I'd say.
Yeah.
and you like go through like a little like, let's say there's like an alley. You go through the alley, it's dark in the alley, and then as you get up, the light like comes and shines. It is, I can't describe it. It is so realistic. I'm baffled by how well they got it.
That's awesome.
And then in the first game, nighttime was an absolute terror. You would not go out at night in the first game. You would run to any safe houses you as possible. Make sure you don't get like caught by like some big infected that'll get you.
Yeah.
In this one, they promote you to stay out at night and do these like extra like hidden caches. It's like, oh, do this nighttime spawn and you'll get like a lot more rewards.
Is it
like,
as
okay,
scary?
I'll risk it. It's not as scary unless you like trigger these things called howlers, which call more zombies and they can call these zombies. I can't remember what they're called, but they can call these zombies that basically one hit you.
Oh shit!
They one shot you. So it's like you got to be really stealthy and careful, and you can build around like that. So I'm cool. Having a blast. I'm not too far in. I'm probably like 6-7 hours in. It's a 20 to 30 hour campaign probably.
So yeah, this brings me to the first of my two questions. I have been reading about this game, and I've been reading a lot. A lot of people are under the impression that this is, well, they're under the impression that this is a long ass game. This is like you could spend the rest of the year playing this game and probably not run out of stuff to do.
With all the side quests and stuff.
Yeah, there's so many side quests.
To kind of follow up on that, a lot of people are saying that there's a lot of artificial barriers to stop you from just plowing through the game. The thing I keep hearing over and over again is that like the crouch slide mechanic, you're sprinting
that was
and
the
then
old
you crouch and then you slide. That is gated behind like an unlock. It's not just something you can do.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the parkour and just the really basics of movement are like restricted behind levels. Do you feel that this game is super long, and do you feel that it's artificially extending? It's
definitely long, but the first game was, I feel like, equally as long in terms of people played Dying Light 1 up till this day because there was still content. So people were playing Dying Light 1. The people who are pissed with Dying Light 2 are the people who've been playing Dying Light 1 still, because they were mastering all those parkour techniques, the crouch slide, all that stuff. And now that they start this game, it's all locked.
Yeah.
So what? You're going to play through the game, and you're eventually going to lock everything, and then you'll eventually be good. Like that to me, it's like, of course, you don't want to abuse all those mechanics early, so you can get used to the game. Or it's a progression type game. You get better, you adapt to the environment, and you unlock stuff. It would be boring if it was like you got everything right away and you're just plowing through all these zombies because you can use all the skills. I'm definitely for it.
Yeah, and you said you're only a couple hours in. Do you think you're going to be spending 100 hours more than your average 30
I don't know
hours
about
on a video
100,
game?
but definitely probably more than 30.
Okay.
The only thing I don't like is that I don't remember if this was the thing with the first game because I played with Gunner and we just played together the whole time. But in this game, since we have 4 people, we play on we go to join one person's lobby. We progress.
That brings me to my second question perfectly.
Yes.
Thank you for that segue. How's the co-op? Is it like
great.
you guys are all live in your own Dying Light 2 world and then you join somebody else's, or are you all living in your own world and everyone gets XP based on just playing together?
One person is like the host, which I don't think it's like their connection. It's like their world. Their world,
their world.
And I can do whatever I want in that world. I can like go wherever I want. And then the second like we want to do like a quest together, someone can be across the map and you can just hit like, I don't know if it's like P or something like that, and then it'll teleport you to that quest and you'll start it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. And you said you're playing with the max with your 3 other people?
Yeah, with 3 other people. Yeah,
James,
but
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Jay.
If you do a quest in like Jim's world, do you get credit for it in your own single player world?
That was my question.
Here's the thing. None of the stuff you do, like none of the quests or progression carries over to your world. The only progression that carries over is your character progression.
So it's anything, like your skills and stuff?
Yeah, so your character like skills, RPG, like levels, that all carries over, but that's the issue I'm having with it, is that whatever I did in this other person's save doesn't carry over to mine.
It's like redo it.
It's like a Borderlands 1 problem where you can play the whole game on somebody else's account, and then you start your own, and you're like at the first.
Yeah, they're not
quest.
fixing that. So now it's like it's gonna be a lot slow going, and then trying to get 3 other people to coordinate to play.
Yeah,
it's gonna take us a while, I'd say, if we want to do it that way. The other way we were talking about is like if we just progress on our own, and whoever's farther, we just join theirs. But the story's not good.
That's okay. That's okay.
The story for Dying Light 1 sucked as well. I don't care about this story. I care about jumping off buildings and killing zombies.
Yeah.
So that's what I like.
James, will I like this game?
Jake, I think you'd love this game. It's fun. Yeah. It's satisfying too. Like, and it's not your typical like kill zombies kind of thing. You could struggle. You can run away sometimes, and you can position yourself to fight these bosses, and it's not easy.
Okay, I think I'll play this on sale later. Yeah, like later this year when there's a lull. Cool.
It's they definitely promise, and I haven't had a lot of like issues that people were having with bugs and stuff. I haven't had any bugs, so and it's running really well on my system.
Okay, cool. I'll probably get it on PS5. It looks cool.
Yeah,
for everything I've watched, I'm like, this could be really fun.
It's a fun game, and the people who are complaining I feel like are the ones who are over expecting, like they wanted Dying Light 1 again, basically. And I don't want that.
We're running into a world where like either you are in for an open world game, or you're not, and you're just sick of it, and you're either one or the other.
One or the other. Yeah.
No, I love this because I can go out and immediately I'll stumble upon something. It's like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, I have to save this person. Oh, this is what's happening here.
That's awesome.
It's great. I'm just free roaming, exploring, finding stuff to do, other than just the quests.
Yeah.
So,
and for me, Dying Light seems to have always its high moments have been that like parkour melee combat, just kind of the gameplay, the moment to moment hitting and running away from zombies. So as long as that's good, that's all that really matters, right?
That's exactly it. That's all I want. So it definitely promised.
Very cool.
I'm happy.
Any final thoughts on Dying Light 2 for now?
Yeah, did it live up to your expectations at least?
I think it met all my expectations. It hasn't really like been like, whoa, wow, this is crazy. It feels just a good step up. That's what I'll say.
Okay, so I've been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus or how Arceus.
Speaking of expectations.
Yeah.
Pokemans.
I've been playing the Pokemans. The last one I played was Pokemon Sword and Shield, so I'm relatively up to date on
Did you
Pokemon.
play Sword or Shield?
Played Shield because I think Hunter got Sword and we wanted to get the other ones.
Sure.
Yeah. And I had a big doggo with a shield on it for a face or whatever he was. He was a weird looking Pokemon. As they are, all the weird looking monsters.
Yes.
Pokemon. So we're gonna do a full review on this, I think, next week. So I'm gonna be pretty brief in it.
Okay.
I think that's.
I'll review the tutorial
of Pokemon.
I'll review the first 3 hours.
The first 30 minutes.
I haven't played too much. I played it, but I haven't played too much.
We'll wait later. Let's wait. Okay. I didn't know we all played.
Perfect.
Cool. Because Hunter wants to be on here. They were doing a whole like side show of this. It is a very interesting game that is kind of like what Pokemon's always been. It's like one step forward, one step back.
Yeah.
2 steps this way, but like also 2 steps back this way. So the open worldishness of it is cool. You guys will struggle for the first like 3 or 4 hours of this game because it is just nonstop text block talking.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was like, what are we struggling with? We're struggling with
it was rough.
It's
the painful
horrible
dialogue.
It takes forever to like get a lot.
Play the game.
Like get open worldish areas. Like I've now got all the areas. I'm probably like 13 hours in.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I played a lot last week. We were living in the slums.
Yes.
And so it's interesting because the open world areas are fun, and like when you kind of get in a groove of like hiding and catching just Pokemon roaming around, it's kind of cool. Like I enjoy that part.
Yeah.
And like all your Pokemon level up when you catch somebody. So like there's really like an interesting nature to it. You're unlocking stuff back home when you like level up your character, so you get new outfits and whatever. And all that is kind of fun. But then like it is such an empty ass game. Like that's all this is. And it's
my thoughts on this.
Yeah.
And I've only watched and been out in front of the TV for the few hours. So what's hottest in my head is the tutorial, which is just a shit show.
It's horrible.
But it felt like a GameCube game, and I don't mean that derogatorily. Like it feels like an old game.
It feels like a game that came out
kind of a fun way
7 years ago.
And it's funny. The last Nintendo game we were talking about on the show was Metroid, which also felt that way.
Yeah.
But this really like feels both
old
in terms of capital V vibe, and then also in like technology wise, like it feels like a game from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice, but also kind of sad in a weird way.
It is really sad. Like it reminds you that like Pokemon, like it doesn't. This is obviously mean. Pokemon just kind of sucks now. we all really want it to be good. Like all of us that grew up.
I wanted it to be Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and they kind of pushed it so bad.
They did their best.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like this is kind of Breath of the Wild. Do you want? No.
Like you say I want Pokemon to be Breath of the Wild, and you go like, I mean, yeah, they did that.
Did it?
They did that.
But like, Pokemon's empty. If you're not battling people and catching people, you're doing nothing.
Yeah.
They reduce the battles, so all you're doing is catching.
I don't know. I want to see some.
That's it.
Some heart.
Oh yeah, and that's There's. I think this game was made very similarly, like how like kind of the Book of Boba Fett had to be named Boba Fett. Like Nintendo was finally like the marketing people were like, guys, people want this game where you like walk around and catch Pokemon. Can you make it? And they're like, yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, all right. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, we did it. You hop on a horse and you ride around, and the horse is like a god, and the story is wacky. And I try to follow it.
You hop on a yak and you get out there.
I mean, this game begins with literal time travel.
Right.
Which is just
you're in a dream. What are you?
No, you're not.
I'm putting my money down. You're in a dream.
So it's very interesting. And then I don't know. I think they left out a lot of key Pokemon. Like it's wild that Charmander and Charizard aren't in the game.
There are more Pokemon. There are more people nostalgic for Pokemon that you've never heard of.
That's true.
So like I felt that same way, but I was like, you know what?
Point.
The original 151 are so far away from where the people they're getting money from are doing. You know what I mean?
This game sold very well though.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Pokemon game.
Yeah. It's funny. It's people are, they quote are loving it because it's like, oh, it's new. They've refreshed the formula. It's like, yeah, but like they could have refreshed the formula 20 years ago, and I would have been saying the same thing.
Yeah. James, what were you gonna say?
Well, you get like these starters, and I picked Cyndaquil, and I don't know why. I was just like thinking like, oh man, the Cyndaquil is gonna be great. It's just gonna say like the show, like it's gonna be like Cyndaquil, but no, it plays that 8-bit like tone, and you're like, God, what is that sound? And then the newer Pokemon have, of course, like way better sounds. Like I don't want to hear my Cyndaquil like get out there and play some like 8-bit tone. It's so bad.
Are you playing this on the TV or on your handheld?
I'm playing it on my OLED screen.
How's it look though?
I mean, it looks.
Well, how many trees pop in at a time? Because for me, it's about 5.
I can see it how shitty it is more clearly.
Yeah,
it's so empty. Oh yeah, it's kind of amazing. It's amazing that like Breath of the Wild came out on the Switch. Like, I mean, 5 years ago.
To me, it's
just about.
And now this is like, all right.
Wow. This is what we're phoning in 2022. Jesus.
Yeah. So, but there is some. I mean, I like certain little aspects of the game, and I think it's
all forward progress is good progress, right?
I really like the Pokedex system about like how I don't know how much you guys have played and seen.
I like the Pokedex.
Yeah, they turned catching Pokemon into like a side quest activity.
Yeah, and then there's like different things you have to go see them do and do stuff. I really like that kind of nature of it. I think that's kind of a cool way to like entice you to really like research things.
Yeah, versus just like catching the Pokemon. Yeah,
and just fighting the gyms, right? Like there's like something else to look at. I think it's crazy that there's no breeding in the game. Like they just kind of cut out. Like I think.
Dude, I'm so happy to hear that. I actually didn't know that.
You just don't like breeding?
A former roommate of mine who I love to death is really into like that level of Pokemon where it's like breeding and getting the
like EVs and shit.
EVs, thank you. I forgot
you just catch them.
The special skills, the secret skills maxed out via different kinds of stat training, and it just flies over my head. We all played Sword and Shield together, and he was telling me some advanced level stuff, and I was like, I'm just here to catch Pokemon. I'm just following the route and battling as I go. I don't know what EV means.
All right, James.
I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be a game that's just gonna like. I played it.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna forget about it.
Yeah, I don't even think it'll be on my top 10 at the end of the year.
I hope
Same
that
here.
this is
Not with this year.
I hope that this is the step that they need to realize that like innovation in this series is good.
That's what I hope. It's like it's just a step to like something better.
I think all of us, either said or unsaid, are just hoping for that Pokemon MMORPG that might someday exist. And I think anything that gives us one step closer to that is a good thing. Yeah.
Skyrim Pokemon.
So we all want that, but with everybody else.
Just
Vampire Legends, James. Tell me about this game. This is like you said your game of the year so far in the text of it.
Vampire Survivors, right?
Yes, it's not called what I just said. What's it called? Vampire Survivors?
Yeah.
All right, it's not Vampire Legends.
Is that like a support group for people who are bitten?
Yep. Yeah.
Basically, I guess. But Vampire Survivors is a $3 rogue. Oh man, it's like or light.
I heard about this. Yeah,
I'd say it's a roguelike.
It's like a 2D. It's like a really simple game, right?
Very simple.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's addicting, and it's like the concept is simple, which is fine. But the way you build upon, like with the rogue atmosphere, like you unlock stuff, is incredible. And I'm almost done with the game. In terms of like, I almost have every single achievement. I'm like, I just have like 2 more, and I'm done.
Oh, very cool.
It is wildly crazy how simple and yet clean this is. It feels like this is a game I could have made in Game Maker Studio. It's that simple. But
I saw some screenshots of it. Yeah.
The items and the way like everything works together and the combinations is what makes this game. It's flashy. You're basically, to put it simply, is you're like this character or sprite, and there's like, I think you choose from like 8.
And it's a 2D. It's a 2D world, right?
Yeah, 2D platform that you can go up and down and left, right. It's reminds me of like a Castlevania that you can just like go all over the place. And your goal is to collect these sort of gems that drop from enemies, and you have like a weapon that'll like usually it just automatically fires, whether like in some certain cooldown that you can't see, and you are gonna collect these gems to level up. And when you level up, you have the option to unlock item, which will be like you can get like a holy water that just like throws water on the ground and like creates area damage. You can get a whip that like hits left to right. You can get like a little magic wand that shoots like a bolt. First time you can get like a fireball. There's various items. You can get like a barrier. And so what you do is after each time you level up, you can level up those and they do more damage or they do, less cooldown or stuff like that. And you get to a certain point where there's just so many enemies on your screen, and you have to like run around, like you're just running around like this almost like endless map, and trying to like kill it all and not die. And the second you die is when they all get on you, and your life bar gets low, and you die. And then you restart. And what happens is in each run, you can get money and you can get gems, and you use that money to buy upgrades to help you like do better.
Okay.
Damage, health, so it's armor, light. But you can I swear you can beat it without having all those upgrades. I think you can.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but
this game is like I just took a look on Steam, and like
$3.
Way too many of my friends already own and play this.
Yeah,
it's that combination of it looks addictively fun and it's super cheap. It's that sweet spot.
Yeah.
This is this year's Loop Hero. That's what I say. It is pretty good, addicting. You'll get your $3 out of it. You beat it in less than I had a friend beat it in like 10 hours. It's a quick, but you'll start a run and you have to get to 30 minutes. Once you get past 30 minutes, something comes and kills you and you die, and that's it.
That's cool.
So yeah, and there's little bosses. There's I think you'll be frustrated like within the first like 10 minutes, and then it'll get easier.
Okay.
That's what I'd say. The first map is harder. The second map is way easy. That's where you farm the money.
That's the moment.
I think you like it. There's different builds, and then there's also like secret stuff. Like if you get this item at this point, this combos with this, and you can get an ultra item or something like that.
Well, that's cool.
I love that. It's fun. It makes you like so like OP.
Is it only on PC?
Yes, it is a Steam early access game.
Okay.
Oh, right. We were talking about this. Yeah, it's early access. It's early access, and it's like it doesn't even feel like early access. It feels like this could be the game. I know, like in terms of what they're promising in early access, they want to add more stuff.
Yeah.
If they add more stuff, cool. I'll just come back to it.
Very cool.
But it is. Yeah, I am having a blast with it, and
yeah.
I come back to it, get a run in. That's what you like on your roguelikes. You just get a run in and feel satisfied.
Speaking of getting a run in.
Yeah.
I've had this whole bit about where I'd say the full name. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege Extraction and Ubisoft Original.
Yes.
That is the full name.
That is the full name. I've played it. I played it too.
I played the tutorial / the solo mode.
It's good. I'm actually impressed. It's good.
It's good?
It's good.
Is it sure?
Okay.
It's good.
Where's the gun? Is the gun off screen? Do they have it on you?
Is it
Guys, it's good.
Is it good only because
Blink twice.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is really good, or is it good on its own? Because I had a great time remembering how good Rainbow Six Siege is, and then I started shooting aliens, and I was like, what are we doing?
The shooting of the aliens isn't bad. You know?
You heard it here first.
Yeah, well, like,
this game is
reference.
Oh.
Yeah. Ubisoft created Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
Which is the competitive multiplayer character specific competitive game.
Yep.
Which is really fun and has a great engine behind it. And then they spun these characters and the story out into an alien.
And this was actually a DLC that was a PvE mode for Siege at one point. I think we all played it.
Yeah, where aliens attacked, and it's like a 3-person co-op.
Yeah.
Your hot squad, I think they're called React, which is a great.
Yes, they are the
XCOM-esque name.
And they're all characters from Siege. They're all like the heroes from Siege.
You go in and do different things cooperatively versus this alien threat.
Yeah, this alien zombie-ish thing. So you get 3 different objectives per map, and there's like 5 or 6 areas, and they all have like 3 sub areas, and you and your squad go in and try to accomplish these tasks, such as like rescue a person that's in danger, or pop these bags of goo, or stuff like that. And that's what you do. And it's really fun, and it's really, because it's Siege, it's tactical, and you throw out your little camera thing, and you're pinging everything and going through. But the subsystems, I think, are the coolest part about it, where you take a hero out, and like, you know, if we all play, we're playing as Doc, Havana, and someone else, and Sledge, and we all go out and we all play. And
those are 3 real people, characters.
Yeah. And so say, like, you know, James is playing as Sledge and he dies out there, and we get him back to and we don't get him back to the pod. We don't take him with us on the helicopter.
Yeah. Us 2 who live escape,
and James
without him.
James's Sledge is stuck on that map until we go back and rescue him.
Mm-hmm.
So like James can't use his best guy, so you have to like kind of manage everyone else's, all of your other people. But also, like, say Ted took like 70 damage on that map and didn't heal himself at the end, he can't use that character again because that character has to heal up. So like constantly you're like, it's kind of fun though. It's like a fun little weird management.
But it's like you have to make sure, like,
as
somebody heal up.
Yeah.
As somebody who just put way too many hours into the XCOM franchise, it feels a lot like that, where it's like, you know, like, not everyone made it back, so you're not going to have them. Some people are hurt, so they need time to recover. And in that sense, it's actually really cool.
Yeah, and you're leveling up each character individually.
Yeah.
I think that's
one
really
thing
cool.
I was really surprised about is, like, if you told me there was a co-op first-person shooter, which there have been a lot of over the past year, but this one's stealth-based, I would have kind of tilted my head at you. I would have been confused. The idea of being super stealthy and super tactical is kind of fun.
Yeah, and we always talked about with Siege, like the amazing part of Siege was like those Ubisoft like E3 demos. That's how you had to play Siege, was like, I'm gonna watch this corner, I'm watching this corner, like, oh, we got 2 guys going left on the wall, blah, blah, blah.
Heavy communication.
Yeah.
A lot of emphasis on scouting and reconnaissance.
In this game, that carries over. It's just you're fighting weird aliens.
Yeah, and I would say the aliens themselves are actually pretty stupid.
Yeah.
But the gameplay mechanics that they inhibit is actually really neat. Because there's these alien spawners that spawn randomly across the map, and if the aliens become alerted to you, then they just start spawning, and it kind of becomes a shit show really fast. And so there is this emphasis on, like, don't get seen, don't get heard.
It always goes horribly wrong.
Yeah, and it does have this tension that, like, every sci-fi thriller has, you know, like Aliens movie, of like, we're here, we're on top until all of a sudden we're not, and then shit hits the fan, and it's Siege. So like I haven't played multiplayer yet, but I could see these moments where, like, you are stealthy and tactical, you're crouching and proning, you're headshotting, and you're scouting until all of a sudden shit hits the fan, and then you're reinforcing doors, and you're holding up, and you're trying your best to escape. And it actually seems like it could be a very cool.
And it is. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's not going to wow you if you don't like Siege or this idea that you're fighting zombies or aliens or whatever they are. Like, it's not going to change your mind.
Oh, alien.
But if
whoever conceptualized the aliens needs to be fired. It's so true. Like,
that is true.
Like, it's like it's like Xbox 360 era like lack of creativity.
Yeah, they just look really generic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
That being said,
really fun.
Ubisoft's Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege has really nailed the like, I don't know what you would even call it, like modern military tactical fantasy. Like everybody just looks so cool and tactical with their guns, masks, and their headsets. You're like, and the graphic design, the loading screens, it's all really well put together. It's a solid product at the very least.
It's always great, and this game actually is genuinely fun. Like if you like that gameplay, it's good.
And where do you play it, Jake?
Game Pass, dude. It's all on Game Pass, which is awesome. I mean, I wouldn't have paid for it. I think that's the genius about this kind of game is like,
I was very surprised this wasn't just a free add-on to Siege, but then I remembered Siege is not a free game.
No,
but that's on Game
actually,
Pass.
As one of the 7 video gamers who's actually read Rainbow Six the book, this actually made me want like a single player campaign. Just take the art and the style of the current Rainbow Six and just let me shoot terrorists on an airplane.
Yeah. Do you know the fun fact about this game that it was actually called Rainbow Six Quarantine, but then we all went into quarantine and they changed the name?
Ooh, yeah.
Changed the name.
So funny to me.
Yeah, it's funny to hear the dialogue because they keep talking about like we've contained them in an extraction zone, and you're like, that's a quarantine. They
took the word quarantine out of the game.
Yeah,
it's really silly. I just think that's so funny. They can't even like say it in the dialogue. It's ridiculous. James, tell me about Lost Ark to wrap up the show.
Ooh, okay. So to wrap up, Lost Ark is basically a Diablo-like MMO.
Oh.
It is a Korean MMO, and historically and fantastically, Korean MMOs have actually not done too well in the States or EU.
Black Desert Online, right? That was a good one.
BDO. I mean, they've done okay, but they haven't done like the amazing. And I think this one will be the one that does pretty well at the start. Maybe not at the end, but it's definitely going to be a very strong showing once it releases. It's in pre-release right now, so the people who did want to pay $15 minimum.
Yeah.
With that, you could have played the beta, which I didn't get to play, but you get a 3-day head start on playing this game. And it came out, was it 3 or 4 years ago? I think it released 3 or 4 years ago in Korea, and then I think it eventually released in like Russia or something like that. Very strange. And now it's finally released in the States and the rest of the world, basically in the EU and SEA.
I'm sorry, is this a free to play?
It's a free to play.
Okay.
Yeah, and the way it goes is it probably takes about 20 hours to get through the like leveling. So it's tutorial. Not basically like, to level your character to max is probably about 20 hours if you're like casual with it. The record I think is like 10 hours.
A Diablo in that there's very generically a story or a campaign that you play through at least once.
Okay. There's a story. It sucks. I don't care about it.
Just like
Diablo.
Yeah.
Just like Diablo. I was like, I could care less about the story. I just want to like kill these demons and all that. So that's what I've been focusing on. The appeal of this game, I say, is not in leveling up. The leveling up is very Diablo generic. Except Diablo is just like, where's the end? I'm gonna try to get to the end so that I can get to the next level. This one's more like, oh, you go here and then you go here and then you beat this dungeon and then you're done. And now you go to the next level. So it's like a little bit linear in that sense, but as you progress through, stuff opens up. Like it's like, hey, if you do this, you can fish, you can mine, you can chop, you can do all these little like side stuff. I haven't gotten to the later content where you can like sail a ship. You can do some. It's like little Final Fantasy 14-esque where like little like side stuff you can do. So it's not all just leveling up, but the appeal for me is how the combat works. It is impactful. Like I don't feel like it's like, oh, I'm just going through this wave or I'm like struggling. New World, it felt like you weren't flashy at all. You did this little like spin move and that's it. And I was like, oh, that's nothing. I slashed my sword. This one, I'm playing as a striker, and it's a martial artist striker, and I am like a god with punches and kicks and all this stuff. Cool. I annihilate people, and it's satisfying because you can stack up groups and you can just like deal out damage like no problem. And you play. I play it like LOL, League of Legends style. So Ted would know, or like like a
You just
MOBA
yell at everybody.
No, you just right click
You
move
just get
and like
verbally upset when something doesn't go your way.
No,
Sorry.
it's like yeah, basically that. But it's not it's not like a traditional MMO where I'd feel like okay, this is boring. I'm just gonna like do this, click here, do this. You have impactful like feeling when you're like fighting enemies. Like I fight a boss and I'm like actually in it. Like I have to like manage my cooldowns and figure out like okay, here jump here, use this combo, kill this, use this. Man, yeah, it's
the moment to moment gameplay is more fun than the grind.
Right. And the end game, from what I'm hearing, is really hard. People in other like MMOs, you go through like some raid and you have your guild and you do it and you're like, oh yeah, everyone's happy, we did the raid, we did it. It could be easy. This one, by the time the next raid comes out, people probably have never even finished the first one.
Yeah.
Most people. It is so difficult and incredibly painful. I think they made it a little bit easier, but you have to be, because everything like kind of like one shots you from what I'm hearing. So you have to like manage everything and be as like you can't just play this like, oh, I'm just gonna like here, click here, left. You got to be on the ball with this. It's and I'm playing solo. Like I know people are playing in groups, and so yeah, playing solo it's even harder. And I played every single dungeon on. There's like a normal mode and a hard mode, and I played every single one hard mode, and it's satisfying. I'd say it feels good.
You're a freaking gamer, James.
I like it.
Yeah, not that you might know the answer to this question, but as we were talking about with Dying Light, is this an MMO in that like it's just like everyone's living in the same world, and so grouping up and doing quests together doesn't really change anything? Or is this like you're playing your campaign and then I'll join you and assist you in your campaign, but when I go to mine, you know what I mean? Like
it's all the same. Yeah, like so if you help me with mine, that basically help you with yours, if that makes sense.
Or to flip it like an MMO to help me if I started playing, you would make a new character because your character's too high level and overpowered.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. That's how it would work. And
it's actually really intriguing. Yeah.
And then it's free to play. How they're making money is they have, let's say you wanted to you got endgame, but you want to level up another character. There's like different classes, like a warrior. There's like a gun.
You can boost up to it.
You can pay to boost up your stuff. So it's paid boosts.
Heck
or
just straight up pay to win.
Yeah, but it's just like you don't pay for the gear, like or the stuff that actually like matters. So
how do you pay for it?
With money. With a credit card.
No, I know with money.
There's like some gem currency.
Well,
that you can
a lot
use.
of MMOs, especially more modern MMOs, are kind of like, if you pay us a monthly subscription, we'll just give you everything.
Oh.
Or is this like a more of like a phone game where it's like you can spend on $99 to unlock 1,000 gems?
Yeah, it'd be like that. Or you could buy boosts, like, oh, within this 30-day period, I bought this pass that lets me like travel for free, or like get this cool pet thing, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
There's mounts in this, and I don't know why I liked New World in the sense that there was no mounts because you had to walk everywhere. I hate that. I never want to walk again. I love getting my mount and running.
Aren't mounts great? Yeah.
So I have a horse.
You struggle for so long, and then you just get a little bit of a speed boost, and suddenly you're better than other people.
Right.
It's amazing. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I see someone walking, it's like, I got a horse.
Sucker.
I'm going to go.
I got a horse.
Teleport everywhere. It is. It's most satisfying. So I'll probably like 8 to 9 hours in maybe.
Oh, nice.
And I'm halfway through, like in terms of level. I'm at level 25. Level 50 is the max.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, loving it.
Any, I guess this wouldn't really be a question for you, but any PvP, or is this more of
this
we
game
get to end game and then we do raids as a guild?
No, I think PvP is what this game's known for in Korea. It has a community in Korea to what the community is for FF14. Like people love the developers.
Oh.
So
if I go outside, I won't see them. Sorry, that was mean. Because Final Fantasy 14 people stay inside.
Yeah, they don't touch grass. But anyways, the PvP is what people love in this game, and I can see why. It's very flashy. It's fun. It's almost like playing like a fighting game. There's just combos. You got to like figure out like these different combos to fight and counter combos and dodge. It feels great.
That's awesome.
And I'm just playing the martial arts class, so I want to go back and level up maybe like a warrior or the gun ones.
But James, why go back when you can pay for a boosted character?
Well, actually, when you beat it, I think they give you 2 free boosts.
That's cool. Okay.
So I may just like not pay.
You pay for the Ultra Deluxe Mega Pass, you can get every boosted character.
Yeah, there's a platinum. I don't know what the platinum gave me, but I got the bronze Founders Pack, by the way.
Okay.
$15.
What is that? I'm trying to look it up right now. I don't know what that means.
You get like the 3 or 4 day head start and some. I got like some like 30-day like, hey, here's 30 days of you don't have to pay for fast traveling. Good to go.
Okay. To pay for fast traveling?
Yeah, it's like 10 silver or something like that. It's like nothing in the amount of like like in Diablo when you're just getting so much gold. It's like it doesn't spend.
Okay.
It just stays in your bank account basically.
Well, that makes sense.
I buy like whenever I see it, I was like, oh, maybe I'll buy that. Yeah, like I was like, you don't buy gear because you find gear. Right. You just keep like leveling up and you get gear. That's the Diablo aspect of it. The MMO aspect is like doing quests, which you don't really do in Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of like go at it, but it's definitely like heavily Diablo inspired.
Oh, cool.
So it's just way flashier.
Huh, very nice. Any final thoughts on it?
I recommend it.
There it is. That's what
free to play. Free to play. Give it a try. If it's up your alley, if you want something to just like, beat up some enemies and fight some waves, it's a good game.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for watching the Side Escape Gaming Podcast, episode 86. I'm Jake. That's James. That's Ted. And we'll see you next week.